And then
spooky house, yeah.
Yeah, and did you ever climb into it?
Yes.
And there was still food on the table.
Well,
no.
Oh, you almost had it, Sarah.
You got a yes, though, Sarah.
She had to go one step too far.
Wasn't the story
blood
that
on
the
the
people
sheets.
who had
Blood on the
lived
sheets.
disappeared? He was an older gentleman.
Well,
there was blood on the mattress.
mattress. Yeah.
There was a
Oh, wait.
stain of blood on the mattress. That's what you used to tell me.
But they like disappeared, right?
I don't know.
Was he an older gentleman and he
He was
married
an
this
older
young?
man, but I don't, Gunny just told us he was some old guy, you know. He
They had
told
a
us
young
name.
wife, and then they
Oh,
disappeared one night, and the boat disappeared, and parts of the boat washed up on the beach. This was, we set up a whole Halloween
Around it.
based on the story.
Based on
Mom used to say the peas were like dehydrated, you know.
Oh.
They're on the plate,
Around.
and there were
But she
three.
did have a bit of imagination.
There were 3 chairs around the table,
Yeah, so this is where it came from.
and they never found any bodies. You know, this was the story. So you and Mom and Gunny, they snuck into this house, you know, and he's.
Well, it used to be over by Harding's Beach, and now it's all built up with houses. But there was just this old house, you know.
Did you ever sneak into it?
And we didn't sneak in, we just walked in.
And there wasn't anything spooky in it?
Yeah, it was kind of spooky for us because, you know, we'd never been in.
Because it
Gunny
wasn't
had told
yours,
us
you were
it was a haunted
trespassing.
house,
That's
you
right.
know. And we believed him, naturally. He used to come down to date B.
The dates
The
were going
bee
up
would
to the
go.
top to shoot rats.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you said.
Right.
You'd go up there.
Well, what if I ask
dump
you,
and
you're
shoot
going
rats.
for a date? And I said, yes. And she said, well, why don't you get dressed up? I said, well, we're only going up to the dump to shoot rats. And we did. I mean, that's one of my dates. That was a cheap date.
Well, no way, Gunny dated B?
Yeah.
I think he dated all of them.
But didn't Mom always like Gunny?
Oh, we all liked Gunny. We were hoping B would marry him, but.
Now, Gunny wasn't gay.
Oh, wasn't that?
No,
Harrison.
Harrison.
Well, he was her partner in dancing.
Yes,
They were like
she
Fred
liked
Astaire. Those were the days of
Harrison.
Fred Astaire and Ginger
What's
Rogers.
Harrison's last name? Harrison
Eldridge.
Eldridge.
Yeah. He
Ever in doubt,
died.
it's either an Eldridge or a Nickerson.
Well, you know, Aunt Bee knew Betty Davis.
Oh, really?
She did.
Right? What's the Betty Davis connection with Aunt Bee?
Oh, well, Betty Davis went to
Emerson.
Emerson College in
Performing Arts College in Boston.
Boston, yeah. And there was a roommate was called Virginia Conroy. I don't know what happened to her parents. She's still alive, by the way. And she came down here to live and take care of some family. And she hadn't finished school, so she came to Chatham High School her senior year. Because her parents, one of her parents died and she couldn't afford to go back to Emerson. So her good friend, Betty Davis, I remember Beth and I were washing dishes.
Put the refrigerator and I always put wine in the freezer.
Oh, you're right. I only took
Oh, so
one.
she came in and so you met her? Mom loved Betty Davis. She always loved Betty Davis.
Yeah, we like.
But did Aunt Bee know her somehow? Somebody said something about Aunt Bee.
Well, B just met her like, you know, through Betty Tripp, you know, to our cousin Betty, you know. And Virginia Conroy, as I say, her parents couldn't afford to send her back.
Thank you.
So she came down here.
It's still
So
good.
she would invite Betty Davis, you know, come down. I mean, really, but really.
Mikey, are you falling asleep?
Yeah, I
Snoring.
just, oh, I'm
Oh,
talking.
he's been quite asleep for
Yeah,
you're right.
on
No,
the
I'm
other side.
I'm smart.
It's not bad when you fall asleep, it's when you snore. And
You
it's
did smart.
So, they're all on tape.
Avery kidded me.
Yeah. But you've been asleep for a while before that, dear.
No,
Yeah.
He just can't hold
I
his
heard
back
all
yet.
those stories before.
I know, see, it's fine.
No, not your story.
Cutting paper,
Oh, that's right, cutting paper.
cutting paper, and these little, and
Snowflakes?
throwing them all over the tree. And I remember we told Mother, and Mother came in and tears just came down, how we had kind of ruined the tree.
They broke the knuckles off.
And it was a very dangerous thing because, you know, the papers could get near the bulbs, you know.
Okay,
And then somebody sent a gift, one of the aunts sent a gift to Ethel and one to Anne. So they thought Ethel should get the gift to her.
which were mittens,
No, they were skating socks.
skating socks, they were
Oh.
And
disgusting.
the other was a triple decker pencil box. So Ethel thought she could have her pick because.
Ethel Ann, there was both their names,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
And Mother and Dad decided that I should have the pencil box because, you know, Ethel was Ethel. And anyway, she tried to tell Ethel she was older, you know, and she didn't need a pencil box. That was the worst Christmas. Mother went to bed with a headache. Ethel was upstairs in her room. I was up in the room.
Like, she
we
used to
didn't
tell
get
us
a
that
bite?
story.
Huh?
She used to tell us that
the
story.
pencil box?
She
What's
did.
that?
Who got the pencil
Well, I
box?
got the pencil box.
But
I don't know why I was
Ethel got
jealous.
sent to bed. Wasn't that, you know,
Well,
she
I got sent
bed.
upstairs too, but in a different room.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, Mother used to tell us that story to show that selfishness doesn't pay off. Because she didn't get the pencil box, and she had to go to bed.
And she threw that all, it was her idea, I'm sure it wasn't my idea to cut all that paper up.
You were saying you were the one with the ideas before.
She was the one with the good ideas.
Well, it's true, I had ideas, but then I think, well, you know, you wouldn't put it into practice, you know. Oh, yeah, we did. Well, and another thing was the games we played, you know, Cowboys and Indians and treasure hunts, you know. And I'll never forget, her team could never win because I threw one of the, it was a mouse hole up on the, up in the room up there, and I put one of the, you know,
Clues or
clues, yeah.
down the mouse hole? It's still down there, I bet.
And another thing we collected, when summer people went away, we collected the glass eggs, you know, that people put under hens so they'll lay more eggs. We used to go around the neighborhood, you know, and the people had left and get those. And then we hide them, you know. And of course, Ethel was always on a different team than I, you know. And I put one in this drain pipe up here. And she could never find it. But then Dad, you know, noticed there was a leak or something else and everything. And I said, I was trying to get Ethel to go in the house or to do something else, you know. And of course Dad comes out with this egg, you know, how in the world could this egg be in here, you know. Ethel learns, she says, see Alice cheats.
Oh my God, I heard about that clue down the mouse hole.
Did
That
you?
bothered Mother for years.
Huh?
She could never get that clue that was down the mouse hole.
It's still down here, I think.
So what about the sewing up the windows thing in there?
Oh, there's
Was
another
that you
one
and
there.
Ethel too?
Mike has been woken up recently.
Have you ever heard about the soap in the windows?
Swept the windows.
How did Ethel do that?
Well, the first
You
time
got
we
a
were
big
allowed
show?
to go to a Halloween party away from this neighborhood was past up street, you know, a family that had lived down where Davis's lived on the mill farm. And they had moved to a new house. And we were going to have a taffy pull and, you know, we had to get dressed up for Halloween. A big deal for Ethel and I. And Winifred drove, or Charlie Shepherd drove us up and left us off, you know, because I mean, that was far away from Mother's, I mean, Mother's idea, far away. It was beyond the Congregational Church. And so we get all through, we had a taffy pull and everything else. And the kids that we went to said, you know, at Halloween, kids did, not kids, teenagers and older people like Charlie Shepherd would bring rowboats up and
Do pranks.
put them on Main Street and, yeah, real bad things. So these kids were telling us, yeah, you and Ethel, you know. So there was a big deal. I pushed down a for sale sign or for rent sign or something like that. Anyway, we got along downtown and I had a cake of soap, you know. And I was dressed up as Scrooge or something, I don't know. All I can remember is I had a big bathrobe on and towel around my head or something, you know, real scary stuff. And one of those ice bags that you know, for earache or something, and a cake of soap. And I was walking on
You're
the inside.
Scrooge? What version of the play did you read?
I don't know, he decided.
Ghost of Christmas Past.
Anyway, and I had a cake of soap. And I was on the inside. Ethel was protecting me, you know. You have to, if you walked on the sidewalk, you never walk way on the edge because somebody would come down in a car and pull you in like that, you know.
Ooh, back then you
You
had
were
this?
scared of those things back then?
Kidnapping was one of the things.
Really?
Oh, Lindbergh, yeah.
Well, it was before that. There was
Really?
a
See, I
girl-
thought we were the only ones that were afraid of our kids getting kidnapped.
No. I had my,
They were
I
like
had my
gypsies here.
plan all made. Anyway, I went through town and we got as far as, say, the band concert. There was a drugstore there and there was a car parked and it was the chief of police's assistant. Rollins was his name. And he came across the street and we had rushed home, you know, because this was late for us, I guess probably 10 o'clock. And he said, you've been soaking the windows. And Ethel, I just kept my mouth shut. Ethel says, no, we haven't. No, you really haven't. I tell you, we haven't. Have we, Alice? And I said, yeah, all the way back to the movie house. I had to go. And Ethel grabbed that towel off my head, and I had this water.
Oh, you mean you soaked the windows all the way?
Just one line. It's just one line. You know.
Your mother was a juvenile delinquent.
Huh?
You were a juvenile delinquent.
I know, and that Rollins, and then
Don't have the
the
face.
guy that bought this house over here, we didn't get along with him when we were building the house. His son married this Rollins' daughter, so we didn't get along with her.
Because he
Remember
busted
the soaping story, the delinquents next door.
They don't forget, they don't forget.
the soaping incident.
Stories last long.
So Ethel went and walked along with you the whole time and did not know you were doing a felony offense?
Yes, isn't that
That's
amazing?
so cool.
I thought I was too. She
So
called me
Ethel
out, so
didn't
I
know
told
you
her.
were doing it?
And you know when we got home, she'd say,
Oh, I missed that.
you're older than Alice. Yeah. So.
Now see, now of all the stories, this is the first one where my mother was not a bad person.
Well, I didn't think that was bad. Do you think?
No, that's hilarious that you did it all the time and Ethel didn't know.
If I had told Ethel, she probably would have taken the whole cake or something.
Probably would have written her name all the way along.
No, she'd have written Alice's name.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, that's what everybody said. Well, after Mother and Daddy died, you know, Winifred said, well, then, you know, they may come in and, you know, appraise the pictures and things around the house and everything. So we ought to put a name on it, you know. So my sisters say, I have my name on everything, you know. I put Alice on everything outside the windows. I mean, outside the windows, put my name on. And I know, you know, but it shows that your mother was going to give it to you, you know. Although they all accused me of.
You put your name on the outside of the windows?
Well, that was just for the fun of it. It was my window.
This whole half of the house.
Yeah, well,
I gotta go, guys. I gotta take off.
yeah.
Oh,
Too bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
Oh, are you kidding?